If you're trying to fill up a bucket, what is smarter if it's got a huge hole in the bottom, trying to just sweat and pail the water into the bucket, or filling up the hole first and then just calmly pouring the water in? It's the second one, right? And it's the same when growing a network marketing team. I was going to say I lost my hair, but I didn't. That was just nature. I nearly lost my mind trying to fill up a leaky bucket business. I was like, no matter how many people I sponsor, how many people I recruit, man, I just can't seem to get decent growth because they're just quitting left, right, and center. And so if you want to know how to increase retention, as in the length of time and the longevity of anybody you bring in your network marketing business, this will be a really useful training for you. Now, before we dive into that, of course, something that is really useful to increase retention beyond just these strategies is generating more leads, getting your business in front of the right people and knowing exactly what to say to them to recruit them quicker. So if you want to do that as well as increase the retention, which is a smart strategy, check out the link in the top comment and in the description area. It's the same link and you'll be able to learn my step-by-step blueprints in growing your network marketing team. So let's look at increasing your team retention. I'd say all of these are important. Maybe the last one is the most important, so definitely stick around for that. First of all, appropriate marketing. Now, I don't mean, well, I do mean, no bad language, no weird pictures, right? But I'm talking about appropriate for the kind of person and the expectations that you want to bring in. And so if you're out there with your marketing saying, this is easy, blah, blah, copy and paste, we know that's not true. Don't do that. This is a tough game. It's a tough gig to play. They need to be having their expectations managed. And so when you are marketing your business or product, when you're in communication with these people, make sure that you let them know, hey, this is tough, but this is what can happen. Listen, these are the negatives, these are the positives, this is what's required. I found that we get a much better reputation when we do that. We feel better about it, but we also retain the team members. Because imagine if you bring somebody in and you say, listen, this may be tough. You may not get results straight away. You may have to work at this, attend some events, gain some education, work with some different people. They now say when they don't get results in the first week, well, I was prepared for that. They ain't going to quit. It's what they signed up to. Very important you manage their expectations with clear communication and appropriate marketing. Next step, give them a clear and measurable accountability plan with a daily method of operation. And so you've signed somebody up, they're in the team. What do they need to do right now and for the next 7 days on a day-to-day basis so that they can say to you, I did the right actions, I took the right steps, and I did them in an appropriate amount. You've got to have something like that. You've got to have something you can plug your team into and say, this is the plan to follow that will work for what you're trying to achieve. If you have an hour free per day, then this is what you should spend it on, and we can measure it, and we give it a deadline. If you don't have that, think what happens to your retention. I remember in the first couple of companies I was in, I had no idea if I was getting closer to signing somebody up or not. Because that can take a while for somebody, right? For some people, they may not get a sign up straight away. They're seeing all these other people do that. They have no idea how close they're getting. And so if you can turn around and say to somebody, listen, I know you didn't sign somebody up this week, but look at how far you've come. Look at what you've learned. Look at how you're getting closer. It's like a sport, right? My daughter plays basketball. She doesn't score a 3-point shot in her first week in basketball. But if I can show her her technique is getting closer, if I can show her that she's getting better, she'll keep at it. But if she's just throwing the ball up and having no, well, it's a miss, still a miss, still a miss. Is it any better? Is it better of a miss? I don't know. Am I getting closer? Am I wasting my time? Will I ever score a 3-point shot? Why would she put herself through that pain and that repetition if she doesn't really feel the goal is worthwhile or possible? It's the same in a network marketing business. Next, we want to build a culture of consistency and persistence through a monthly live event. Now that can be a face-to-face event if you're building something local. It can be a virtual event, something like on Zoom. It can be a company event or an upline event if they provide that resource. What you really need to do is understand that people will not just join for the money. It may mainly be the money, might actually not be. But what they really are looking for is, are they a part of something greater than themselves? Do they have someone got their back? Because in most employment these days, those things are a no. Like someone doesn't have their back. people aren't recognizing their efforts. They're working just hard enough not to get fired, and they just don't feel like part of anything. And so they come to network marketing to solve some of those feelings, not just the money. And so we need to have regular contact with that team member in a leverage way, show them the community, get them around other like-minded people, and show them that, hey, there's more benefits here than just making money. If it takes you longer than expected, look at all the friends you're making. Look at the skills you're learning. Look at what you're a part of here. Don't quit that. It's worth the monthly membership by itself, is it not? And if their answer is yes, they're going to stay. Next, you want to run some kind of team promotion and provide resources for someone to achieve that. So I used to always, when my team got a little bit bigger, I would provide prizes, GoPro cameras, cruise vouchers. You can start with something much smaller than that. You can even start with something that you can make for free. But just give them a reason to take action now. Give them some kind of excitement. Get a bit of camaraderie going. We used to have all sorts of fun with these, with these drives. And I'll tell you a better way of running it. Anyone that gets one result gets a ticket in the draw for the prize. That means everybody can play. If it's just like most signups wins, 95% of the team will go, well, that's not going to be me. But if you say, even if you get one sale, you get a ticket into the draw. But if you sign up 10, obviously you're 10 times more likely to win. Everybody's happy, okay? The top earners will still push to get more entries just because they're competitive. But even your brand new person starting today is like, I can play, I can be involved in this. Again, instead of pushing them out of the team, you welcome them into something. It's great for retention. And then finally, the most important one, speed of the leader sets the speed of the pack, my friend. If I was to put a camera on you today and see what actions you took to grow your business, would you be proud, embarrassed, or indifferent? Because I tell you something, I don't know how, your team can tell what you are or are not doing. You do not want to be in a rowing boat where everyone's just telling the next person to row. You want to be the best rower, and so anyone that gets in that boat just learns and goes, well, I'd grab an oar like this, but let me just copy what they're doing. That's what's going to happen. People do what you do, not what you say. So if you're focusing all your time, energy, and like efforts onto telling people what to do, as opposed to doing what they should do, switch that around. Switch that around. When you start bringing in more people, when you start showing those results, when it's you at the top of the leaderboards, when it's you that's driving the car from the car bonus, taking the cruise incentive, whatever it may be, other people see it as possible because they're linked to you. Like, if you can do it, I can do it. And they also want to be around someone that's going places. Why would they follow you in a business or follow your steps if it's not reaping any rewards? So make sure you understand that, hey, I've got to be proud of my actions on a daily basis, and I'm going to make sure if my team did what I did, I'd be happy with what they told me they'd done. I did this, this, and this. Great, you're on the right track. You need to be able to say that about yourself. Anyway, was that useful? Was that helpful training? I hope you found it was. Stick a comment, stick a like if you do, so I can know that, it helps me in my visibility, and also it lets me know to do what type of videos. If you liked my training, if you're like, hey, that was 8 minutes, it was really useful, I'd like a lot more, then I have a private classroom where I've broken down the exact tactics that I followed and that my team and my clients followed in network marketing to go from 0 to full-time in my 5th month, and then build a huge high-performing team, the 4th highest-performing team in a company of 80,000 reps. If you want to know those insights, those strategies, it's not what your company's teaching, it's what I developed by traveling to a lot of places, paying money to a lot of people. I brought it into one classroom, step by step. Here's your personal daily habits. Here's how to generate leads the right way. Here's the right way you should be using social media, not like what everybody else is doing. Here's how to stand out. Here's the scripts to use with these people to get sales and signups. Here's how to run proper promotions so you can get more sales every single month. Here's how to build a high-performing team. I've got all of that from step by step inside of a classroom area that you can dive into, and you can do that right now. It's in the top comment. It's also in the text area. If you click more, there's a comment in the top comment pinned, or in the top few lines of the text area. It's the same link. You can dive in there. There's some information on that page. If it makes sense, get started, dive into my methods, and I'm active in that community, so I'm able to help you answer questions in there as well. As I always say, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you're a subscriber, I will see you on the next one. Have a good day, and bye for now.